Hello everybody, welcome back to as this wonderful map, Gelvin Valley. We're over here in an area we've rarely been through, may not have even come through here when I did kind of initial look at the map, if I did that at all. I think I kind of just started it wherever I was at the time, and the rest of you have been suffering along ever since. But this is the area where sheep are sheared, and Wes installed a handy little script. You can kind of see the outline here, this blue and black area, and you see the pallet started over there of wool. So this is where the guys do it, even though our sheep are really on the other side of this mountain over here. Of course, he has a holding pen here. You see several static sheep in there. I think that there's a pen right here if I can stand on top of this tub. Several animals in there getting ready to be sheared. And so, I mean, it's really kind of cool. There's, it appears almost as someone maybe lives up here. There's a house over there. Wes's undies are out on the line as they are all over the map. That's our tractor sitting over there. So, you know, this would be a perfect place, by the way, to sell straw. Doesn't that look like an alley you could drive through? So I really... Oh, hey, that looks like it has an upstairs. Oh, hang on a second. We're gonna see what's up there, and we're gonna have to fly to do it. Hey, look at that. So there is no... what's over here? Can I just fly? No, it won't let me fly through it. So probably won't let me open it either. Or will it? Open sesame? Nope, that's just the key. You know, I don't even know if I can... Let me see if I can get off of fly mode. Okay, it is a hard surface up here. Well, interesting. Okay, so this would be a haymow up here. We could put something in. It doesn't really have any use for the sheep, but it's still kind of cool that it's up here. Woo! Okay, we dumped it off. So there's several pens here, and while I'm still on fly mode, I could kind of see around here. It's interesting, there's some water down here. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's manure collection, or maybe... You know what this is? If I had to venture a guess, this maybe is a place to wash the sheep. Is that what this is? Sheep, plain ales. What is this stuff? Sheep dip? I don't know what that is. Maybe it's soap so that the sheep can be washed before they are sheared. But he's got all these areas in here, and I don't know that you typically see that on a map. So he's got this whole area up here. Whoops, I guess I need to fly. Get up and over this gate. And then as the area where the guys can shear, I say guys, let me turn this off before I cause myself issues. But this mod, this has been in umpteen maps in this particular mod, you know, and what it does is it moves, because there's always a problem. You know, the game came and there was right over where the pallet of wool is sitting, there's a single spot where the wool pallets spawn, and so you would fill up the pallet and then you had to go move it before another one would spawn, and I don't remember how long that took. But this particular gizmo here avoids that problem, and I think it was created by Marhu, a modder. I don't think he's active anymore. And basically, when that wool pallet over there is full, it's going to shift it down this particular lane. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So, and once there is 5 that are full here, it's going to shift them onto these horizontal ones. So there's 5 of those. How many would it fit? 1, 2, 3, 4? We'll look at 4 deep. So maybe 5 up top, 5 by 4, which is 20, plus another 5 up here, 25, and maybe this one here gets full. So it appears to be able to hold about 26 pallets of wool before you have to come over here and budge a single one. So I don't know how frequently wool is created. I'd have to study the scripts to figure that out. But this will, in other words, it's very maintenance free. It'll allow us to go do other things while the sheep are just being taken care of. And handy dandy, he puts up here a fork for the front end loader. And I think I have the front end loader on. Yeah, I got the fail spike in there on at the moment. But just very handy to have one up here. Now, I'm also hoping to have an auto load trailer, you know, to where I don't have to manually load the wool pallets. But oh, I've been there, done that, and been there, done that with trailers that couldn't hold them on the back, you know, to where it was kind of a pain and pretty ticklish to keep them on there. Anyhow, pretty cool that he has this built in. So, you know, we had our tractor over here. This actually is a rock picking tractor, and the last episode, you may recall, we were moving bales that we had way up, clear up here on the map, just above the woods, north and east of the woods. We cut some hay way up top and went up there to pick up the bales. I think we have plenty of food at the moment for the sheep. Although as the day goes on here, we're going to have to be advancing time forward. So who knows how much they'll eat all night. So for the moment, I'm going to take our tractor down and put it away. You know, we're actually going by a field that when the game started, we initially owned the field, and I don't know if I ever did any arable crop in it. It was just kind of a little painful to do anything with because it's a small field and lots of twists and turns in it, which makes it a field with character. But I think I finally opted just to turn it back. Well, not turn it back. I sold it and got a little money for it, so I could get into some different real estate. Don't go down that road very often, but I have a feeling we're going to be getting more... Oh, stay out of the ditch. I have a feeling we're going to be getting more acquainted with the road now that we're in the sheep business. And raising those sheep are pretty easy. All we got to do is give them grass, and everything else seems to be taken care of. So down here, kind of where we've made our central home base, you know, I think it's a cattle farm, so at some point we'll need to put in some cattle or calves maybe and figure all that out. But for the moment, there's no need. So, oh, I just realized I still have this weight out here, and who knows what that orangish pink equipment here is down just to the right of the trailer. Alright, let me see if I can park that in the weeds. And I don't think we got anything heavy to haul anymore on the back, or on the front rather. So I'll maybe drop my weight here in these weeds. There we go. Now zoom down and get this puppy back up. We'll drop this off. Alright, we'll drop this. There we go. Hopefully don't do damage just getting rid of that. Okay, our tractor is free. And the trouble with this tractor, you know, I like this tractor, but the trouble with it is it doesn't have much power. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to again going to uh, hire our planting equipment, almost like hiring a contractor, not quite. And this time, in the past, I've always tilled the fields. This time here, I think we'll give no-till a try. And, oh, you know, it's been a little while since I've done no-till, and we don't got any obstacles there. So, out in the field, I mean, there should be no bales left or anything like that. But what I don't know is just how hard is it to see, you know, where you're going. So first off, let me see if I got any modded. Oh, that's a dinky little one, 2 meters wide. Oh, I'd love to have a save sometime with a bunch of small equipment, but I think I'll forego the pleasure for the moment. So there's that, and I think I want to put in some canola, mainly because the price of barley is still depressed. Like if I get out here, and go see, wheat is rising again. This time it's over barley. You know, in some ways it just makes me laugh because I know when I first played the map, you know, my friend Atomic 67 said, hey man, you should be planting barley, it's worth way more than the wheat. Well, when I look at the algorithms in the game, they're worth basically the same, all things considered, and it's just when you have a lot and you sell a lot, it depresses the price. So wheat was hammered. I think I had a couple year-over-year crops of it, and then I got into barley, and now I think I did 2 years of barley, so I am screwed on the price of barley. So, oh, look at this. We do have a great demand over here for potatoes. You know, I could try some root crops and some of those kinds of things. And maybe I could find a field to do that and just diversify a little bit, because the price is fairly decent, and the yield is quite a bit. Of course, when you're out there planting these, you know, it takes quite a bit of time to do it. So I don't know. I'll give that some thought. For the moment, you know, I'm just a good old arable farmer, so I'm probably going to be planting some canola. I'm not quite ready to get into the cattle. You know, I need, you know, for the dairy, I know, is this the one where they need total mixed ration? So I kind of need some silage, and I'll need some straw. I think that's how you make those. So at some point I need to get some corn, but you know, I'm just trying to survive at the moment. Pay my debt. I'm just a little underwater. I'm going to be going a lot more underwater as I hire equipment to plant my next year's crop. So, you know, it's kind of tending towards evening here, and maybe what I need to do is fast forward to the morning and get myself to tomorrow, and then start up early and then plant the fields. Otherwise, there's no way I can do this just in one evening here. I don't think I have enough time. Anyway, hold on a sec, and soon we will be in the morning. Okay, we're back. Let's, actually, you know what? I had another idea that maybe what I'm going to do is take this over to, because I have no idea. I just remembered that I planted an orchard, and I have no idea how soon or how quickly that is going to bear fruit. So I'm going to haul this over there so I can be ready to start harvest as soon as I can. And maybe this is part of what I need, a little moneymaker on the side, that while I'm messing around with all this arable stuff, I'll have at least something that's bringing a little money in the door. And I've done the apples before and pears and some of these fruits, these tree fruits. So I remember, I mean, all you gotta do is drive the trailer under the trees and magically the fruit will drop it into your trailer. So it's kind of cool how that works. But I don't remember how much of it there was or how lucrative it was, you know, trying to sell some of this stuff. So we are gonna just pop on over and see. And I can leave the tractor over here because I'm gonna hire another tractor to do all my planting. And it's early in the morning, 5:02, so hopefully that gives plenty of time that if we work this whole day through, we will have all of our fields planted and ready to go. And I just got to make sure I pick out a seeder that is able to do that. I know there's at least one, but I don't know if there's multiple ones, so just gonna have to see here. I think I gotta go up the hill here just a little ways, stay out of the ditch. Maybe I see fruit. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Look at that. It's maybe a little difficult to see. Okay, it's only halfway. So, you know what? That doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, I see it coming into my trailer already. Yeah, it's loading it down. So, let me put my speed on slow here so I can... I don't know if I need to be 4 miles. No, if I need to be even less than that. F1, 48. There we go. It's pulling it off the tree. Okay, yeah, this is even too. It's like a limited trigger there. So maybe I can leave the speed up, and I just need to carefully. Yeah, and then pause by each tree. I think there is a speed you can go that will allow you to come through here. I just got to stop by each tree, I think. I know sometimes I've tried to plant them close enough together that I can, you know, take 2 trees at once. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. All I know is I am tickled pink to finally get a little bit of crop. Not bad for just planting them yesterday, huh? We can laugh all we want. I just hope we can laugh all the way to the bank. Anybody watching this, have you ever tried the tree fruits in here? I think it's pretty clever the way they have to harvest them in here, where you drive the equipment kind of underneath. Maybe any number of ways they could have done it. You know, tree fruits traditionally being something that are picked by hand. And here they just make it easy on us. And I suppose in real life, you know, someone could stand on the back of a trailer and reach up there. But we got a couple of orchards that are near us. And you know, one of them is picked by machine, now that I think about it. But it's hazelnuts. And you know, the ones that are tree fruits, there's a cherry orchard that's close by, and those, I mean, there's a certain time of year, spring, you know, when those things are early summer, whenever what is, when those are all ripe, I mean, you see the field just full of ladders and overrun with people as the laborers are hired to, can I get around this tree? You know, as guys are hired to pick it all. Actually, I think whole families come in. There's a lot of migrant labor in particular that are the primary pickers of this fruit. But for us, we are taking it easy, and we just drive our tractor under here and we get her done. How much do I have left here? 26. Yeah, it seems like it's going to take a little while to build up. don't even remember what script powers these trees. You know, back in the days of escape by that tree. I can navigate it here, I think. There we go. Back in the days of ARMSIM 15, there was kind of two heavy-duty script, if you will. Oh, the world. There's a tree there. Yeah, there's a little bit out of order. Oh, well. But there were two scripts that were the engines behind a lot of these mods. You know, the factory type mods. And I know the newest version of Arming Sim, maybe, let's see, did it start with 22? I don't know that they had it for 19. I think it was still modders that made factory type scripts in, yeah, this is going to kind of be a hassle. I'm going to have to figure out a different way to... Yeah, I gotta figure out how to do this right. I am doing a lot of stuff in cab. Just so I can see where I'm going under these here trees. There we go. I'll try to keep them turned. But anyway, there was two major scripts you had, and I think it was created by Marhu, you know, the same guy that made the sheep pallet, or the wool pallet collector up here that we just saw. But he made one called the Fabrik script, or I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's German for factory. And that powered a lot of factories. So, you know, for example, if you see a location where you haul various goods and they turn it into other goods, and usually you got a factory, a lot of times it was his script that would power it. And then you had another one, and I don't remember the modder on this one. It was called the Universal Process Kit, UPK. And I believe it was something similar, although I gotta say, for me, well, time is just limited, you know. I could only ever figure out the Fabric script, you know, and use it in a modding perspective. You know, it's seamless to the player, you know, really, once you get in a map and there's certain things you have to bring to a certain place, and it produces a certain something. Well, whether you had one script or the other, I don't think it mattered a bit. But if you were going to mod with it and use these scripts that these guys made, that's what I'm saying. I figured out Marhu's script, you know, in terms of how to give it, to set up the basic pieces in the map. It was all heavily driven by the map in terms of how you set things up. And so I was able to figure that one out. I'm sure with enough time I could have figured out UPK too. But it seemed more complicated. I don't know. That's how it seemed to me. But well, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed either, so it is what it is. Oop. Come on. Give me that last bit of the tree. I got another tree right over here. Oh, thought I did. You know, probably would help if I would do this in broad daylight. I'm spinning a little bit. Oh, I got a tree like right in between me. Oh, look at the damage. 39%. Oh my goodness, that trailer's getting beat up. This maybe isn't the most advisable way to come in here and pick fruit. Let me see here. Alright, try to come down over here. Wow, 3 trees at once. Yeah, drop it in there. Yeah, I just want to make sure I pick all these trees. I can't really tell. all that to say about these scripts. Something is powering these trees. I have a suspicion that it's the UPK in this case, but I don't recall for sure. Either one could do it with ease. And I know I've seen some orchards in the apps, you know, where inputs are required. And in this particular case here, there are no inputs. You just plant the trees, and over time they produce apples, so you don't gotta put anything in there. But I know some of the other orchards that I've seen, you know, you're required to bring them manure or fertilizer, maybe put water there, and fortunately we don't have to do any of that here. Three or two more, we'll have her done. Yeah, I think there's, in all of these trees, there's individual triggers. If I step out. Yeah, maybe I can do that now. Alright. You know, I think that's all of our trees, folks. Except I think we are also bent around. We are. Let me see here. I get myself extricated. Yeah, it's almost like I need to take a hedge trimmer or something in the map. There is so much foliage here. But never you fear. Alright, before we get planting, you know, we spent about 15 minutes here just yeah, I guess that's about what it is. And we have our little roadside stand. And this, do I have the ability to... Let me see here. Will you let me... Aha, I think it's at the tipper. Yeah, it's going to let me tip. Okay, let me see if it'll let me put... Oh, good grief. Oh, I have maxed out how much is able to be sold here. So, what was it at? About 2,000 liters? Oh, boy, this is going to take forever and a day. Alright, well, let me, maybe for the sake of traffic, I should park this a little better. Let me try to get over here. I don't know if I could go in the back. I seem to recall modding this a little bit so that the trigger was more accessible. Alright, I'm going to kill the engine. We're going to hop out, and I think it's time. Hello, stop. Get some apples, please. Hey, oh, some people, they just drive right on by. Got the last remnants of the Milky Way we can see in the heavens. So let's go shopping. Now, sewing machines are in here. I think this is all of them, right? So, sewing machines, you can sow fields. Okay, this one here offers a possibility to see directly. Alright, so it's going to be spuds that we're planting. We do need to till the soil. This one here we need to till. Okay, this one here would... Okay, we wouldn't need... That one we need to cultivate or something, that is. Okay, so there's two of them here. Looks like we got one here. I can't remember if my little tractor will haul that one. So, yeah. It says it needs 180, and I don't even know what I got in my garage. You have this here. Oh, it's only 160. So I need a little bit more under the hood. But this here, yeah, I think that is what I used last time. I don't remember how long I rented it. maybe if I get it 5 hours. Is that too many episodes? It's like almost 10 episodes planting. Surely it wasn't that many. 3, 4 hours maybe. I'm so glad it lets me rent and do an overdraft. There we go. Alright, now I need at least 180 horsepower. And because of the steepness of the hills, I think... Actually, you know what? Let me get out of here. Let me go get a modded tractor and see what I have. I got this one here. That's 500. That is more than enough. But I have a feeling at 390,000 is going to be a lot. How much is this? 240? This one would be strong enough, and I think they get weaker as we go. So if we get over here, yeah, the serial number's going down. 150. What else we got? Oh, these are little fry, small fry. This one here, 229. That's 263. You know, I don't know that I've ever used that one. This one's only 90 horsepower. Nitro. Lamborghini. 120. Yeah, that's not quite enough. Okay, yeah, that's a dozer. You know, I don't think I've ever used this one here. 263. But it's probably way more tractor than I need, and it's going to be expensive. How much was it? 229. I think the rent price is keyed off of the price of the tractor itself, so 200, 220. Let's just get more expensive. This is close. That's 240 horsepower. You know, I think I need the horsepower. I really do. So I'm going to rent this one for, yes, default color, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Yee, that's a lot of money. Cough, cough. Alright, we now have, alright, let's go up in our pristine tractor. I love this tractor. Very well put together mod. Very impressive. Alright folks, we have everything we have need of. And I'm going to head over to the field here. Everybody just heard the bell go off. But I can at least get out there, get set up and ready to go. It's already on canola. So we're all set up and ready to go. And I'm just going to need to drag some equipment out here from home so I can get ready to do the seeding. And kind of curious to know how well I'm going to be able to see where we're going. Yeah, these mods, they are ever as good and better than what the Giants have created. They're just outstanding. So anyway, thank you all for coming along for the ride. Hope you are enjoying Gelvin Valley. I still am. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.